was cooking, but we didn't quite smell the aroma as accurately as what happened last night. We always felt that a script was being written from the nation's capital, but we weren't quite sure that it would come to this. Some people already predicted that this would happen.
Right.
But then the big question, and if you read the statement from the Nigeria Bar Association, they're saying that this is unconstitutional, that the president lacks the powers to unilaterally suspend a governor, citing the instances he cited for being the reason. The only reason he cited is because of a pipeline being blown up. That was the only reason. The people in Rivers did not rise up with arms to reject anyone. There were no riots in the streets of Port Harcourt or any other place in Rivers State, other than that Governor Fubara and the House of Assembly were exchanging letters that none of them seemed to read or understand what is inside it. All right, Fubara writes a letter to them. They said they didn't see it, but they write to him. So after the Supreme Court judgment, the 26-man House of Assembly simply refused to cooperate with the governor. The governor had to drive to the House of Assembly himself and was not allowed entry. But the president singled out Fubara for blame and left every other person in the valley, valleys, because at the end of the day, we cannot say, and the president cannot pretend that he doesn't know who Fubara was having this problem with. And the argument out there is that, all right, if you are kicking Fubara out, claiming that you have the constitutional powers to do so, all right, so what happens to Wike? Is Wike the angel now?
That's another crux. I mean, another issue, because a lot of pundits were of the opinion that if you wield the hammer, as it were, on one party, the other party also should suffer the brunt.
Yeah, so the call out there is that Wike should be on 6-month suspension too.
As well.
That will be just the justice everyone will be looking at. Because you cannot say clearly that everything Wike has done, right from the time that issue started, that Wike has covered himself in glory. If you watched his interview all that time, he's been making threats and grandstanding. I mean, everything he says is true. Anyone that Wike quarrels with is the bad person. Wike never does anything wrong. And if he says he needs the structure, it will be handed to him. It looks like we're having a spoiled child situation. If the child points at somebody's shop, the shop will be closed down. So that's what's going on. So the issue now, so if Wike has a problem with another governor in the South, and he points at that state and said, I want it, the president will hand it to him. So that's exactly the scenario. He says, all right, fine, I want just to take charge. But another theory is that the APC wants Rivers State. And the only way to take Rivers State is to grab it by force. And this is the best scenario they can get. Because allowing things to unfold the way they were unfolding, maybe it was too slow for them, it was probably too annoying for them, too awkward. They needed it fast and secure.
Now, do you think this will set a precedent, as it were? It will set a format, lack of better expression, for incoming presidents to begin to act with impunity? Because clearly, whatever Mr. President did does not, to a large extent.
Well, this is not the first time there has been.
Yeah, Obasanjo was fingered.
Not even before Obasanjo. Yeah. Remember, in I think it was 1963, the 1963 elections in the Western region, there was a problem. There was a state of emergency declared, and it was the processes from those state of emergency that was declared. Remember, they called it the Wild Wild West. It was everything that fell out from that state of emergency that culminated in the problems the political system in Nigeria had built up to 1966 when the military struck. So it hasn't always yielded good outcomes. Remember, Obasanjo also had his own declared state of emergency in Ekiti State, where he installed, I think it was Brigadier General Olatunji Oluri. I think that's his name. That was his name at that time. And then there was also a state of emergency in Plateau, when I think it was Dariewa was governor there. So at the end of the day, there was, and a few other places, but then those are the only places we've had state of emergency. But the circumstances for the state of emergency are not the same.
Right.
Yes, the governor loses his sovereignty, but you would see that the situation is clearly uncontrollable. You cannot say for sure now. You can't say, if you ask people in River State, apart from the pipeline that was blown up, nobody's life was threatened in River State, in the streets of Port Harcourt. There are human beings there. You can ask them. So the Nigeria Bar Association is asking the president, where did you get the other reasons? Because the constitution is clear on how this would happen. Stated the situation must be out of hand for you to step in as the commander-in-chief and the chief security officer of the country.
And then the another issue, we're running out of time real quickly. Another issue that was raised was the choice of the administrator.
Well, there has always been a pattern. I don't know why that is happening, to get former military guys to step in when there is a state of emergency. And the question would also be, if you get someone from River State, who would it be? But pictures are circulating showing that Ibas, I think that is his name, seemed to be quite known to Wike.
Exactly.
So I
One
mean,
of his cronies,
there are very many pictures of them shaking hands. That's not a coincidence. This is not the first. There are other pictures of them shaking hands. It's not a coincidence that each time they are together, they are shaking hands. So they know each other. So no surprises. So Wike's friend becomes the administrator of Rivers as soon as the president declares state of emergency in River State. So Wike walks free, pops champagne in Abuja, while Fubara and the House members have been booted out to go and lick their wounds.
Do you see this state of emergency due to the Nigerian Bar Association coming in and asking that this should be looked at? Do you see this changing anytime soon?
Well, I think that there is something happening in the country, but I'll throw your mind back to 1998. General Abacha was head of state. We didn't know that we will outlive Abacha. Nigerians are resilient. This is a passing phase.
I think that's a good place
We'll tell the stories.
It's a passing phase.
We'll tell the stories.
Thank you so much, Alex, for stopping by.
Thank you
so much. And just to add the news, here is a recap of our top stories. We brought you reports that the Enugu West PDP has held a zonal meeting and has tipped Governor Mba for second term. We brought you a report that Senate has launched probe into alleged Cameroonian annexation of Nigerian territory. And from the foreign scene, we told you that Kazakhstan has removed its energy minister amid tensions with OPEC Plus and oil majors. Thank you for staying with us on the news today. Do want to follow us on all social media platforms at Dafia TV Official. My name is Ubong Kings. Many thanks for watching.